St. Louis baseball fans are accustomed to watching their Cardinals play important games in October, and tonight is no exception. You are watching the 2013 National League Division Series coverage on TBS, presented by T-Mobile. Welcome to the fifth and deciding game of the NLDS series here on TBS between the Pittsburgh Pirates and the St. Louis Cardinals. And welcome to Busch Stadium, everyone. Dick Stockton along with Bob Brenly. We'll hear from Matt Weiner shortly. And there's no surprise we're in a deciding game considering how close these teams have played this year. The Pirates have won one more game than the Cardinals. The Cardinals have scored 3 more runs than the Pirates. So we're in game number 5. How did we get here, Bob?
A little bit of everything, Dick. Game 1 was a blowout for the Cardinals. They really got their offense going quickly behind Adam Wainwright. A 9-1 win to take an early 1-0 lead in this series. Game 2, young Garrett Cole took the mound for the Pirates, and the Pirates offense came to life, putting a 7 spot on the board. Game 3, a real seesaw battle, back and forth. Pirates scored 2 in the first, 2 more in the 8th to win that one and take a lead in the series. And then the game that will be known around these parts as the Michael Wacha game, Game 4. Pitched a no-hitter into the 8th inning. Cardinals came away with a 2-1 victory. That's how we got here.
All right, tonight the Cardinals are going with their ace, their big game pitcher, Adam Wainwright.
You can talk about all the postseason history, the regular season history. All you need to know about Adam Wainwright we saw in his first start in this series. If his breaking ball is working as good as it was in Game 1, it's going to be a tough night for the Pirates offense.
Now, as far as the Pirates are concerned, Clint Hurdle had a decision to make, and he's decided to bypass A.J. Burnett, the veteran who was shelled in Game 1, instead going with that rookie. And it's going to be Garrett Cole who beat the Cardinals in Game 2.
Yeah, a little bit of a bold move for Clint Hurdle, but Mike Matheny did the same thing with Michael Wacha, got great results. Clint Hurdle has the same kind of supreme confidence in his young right-hander taking the ball here tonight.
So we're set to go. The fans are ready here at Busch Stadium. Hope you are too for Game 5. An extremely comfortable night here in St. Louis as we get underway for this game. The temperature 73 degrees. It's been a clear day throughout. And right now, let's take a look at our batting order brought to you by T-Mobile. For the Pittsburgh Pirates, basically the same as they've had the entire series. Starling Marte will be in left field. Neil Walker hitting second base. Andrew McCutchen is in center field, and Justin Morneau at first base. Marlon Byrd is in right field. Pedro Alvarez at third base. Russell Martin behind the plate. Clint Varmus, the shortstop, and Garrett Cole on the mound against Adam Wainwright.
Take a look at the Cardinals defensively behind Adam Wainwright tonight. Same outfield we've seen throughout this series. Matt Holliday in left, John Jay in center, Carlos Beltran, 3 Gold Gloves out in right field. On the left side of the infield, it'll be David Freese and Pete Kozma. On the right side, Matt Carpenter and Matt Adams. Behind the plate, perennial all-star Yadier Molina, he of the 5 Gold Gloves, and he'll be receiving pitches from right-hander Adam Wainwright.
Adam Wainwright, who loves the pressure moments, and looking to do something that his friend and mentor Chris Carpenter has done, and that is start and win a clincher.
He said last time he had an opportunity to do so, he went out and tried to pitch like Chris Carpenter instead of pitching like Adam Wainwright. Very valuable lesson that he learned in that start. Really looking forward to this one here tonight.
All right, right now let's get a report from Matt Weiner.
All right, thank you, Dick. Not only will A.J. Burnett not start tonight, he will not be available to pitch tonight either. By all accounts, the decision to skip Burnett's turn in the rotation was not well received by the right-hander. He did pitch a side session here before the game. Clint Hurdle told us earlier that his routine is not really compatible with coming in relief. So Burnett will not be available. He will, however, be set up to start a potential Game 1 of the NLCS in Los Angeles on Friday. In the meanwhile, Francisco Liriano, who pitched so well in the Game 3 win, is available tonight from the bullpen. So all hands but one apparently are ready to go for the Bucks.
All right, Matt, thank you very much. And there is Starling Marte, who will come up and lead off for the Pirates against Adam Wainwright. Marte hitting only 1 for 15. Only hit was a home run in game 2. In fact, a big problem for the Pirates are the number 1 and number 2 hitters, who are a combined 1 for 31.
We asked Clint Hurdle about it before the ball game today. You know, what can you tell your 2 guys at the top of the order? He said, just keep getting after it. That's what they've done all year long.
And the first pitch called strike from Wainwright. Marte, who hit 280 during the regular year. And 0-2 the count to Starling Marte. And following up on what Clint Hurdle told us, he said, look, they've had successes in the past. Walker was really tough down the stretch, and basically, the way I look at it, they're due.
Yeah, he says if you just look at the math, they're due to bust out maybe tonight.
Off-speed pitch, and the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Adam Wainwright, 32-year-old, who stands 6'7", hails from Brunswick, Georgia, 19-game winner, and tied with Jordan Zimmerman of the Nationals for the most wins in the league.
Averaged over 6 strikeouts per walk this season.
Strike 3, fastball on the inside corner, and Marte goes down on strikes.
Well, we touched on it briefly in the open of this show, Dick, but for Adam Wainwright, if he's commanding that pitch, drop that curveball right on the inside corner of the plate. If he's commanding that, and by that I mean throwing it for strikes when he wants to throw strikes and bouncing it in the dirt when he wants to bounce it in the dirt, that's exactly what he did in game 1 against the Pirates. Keep an eye on that in the early going here tonight.
So the second baseman, Neil Walker, homegrown Pittsburgh native. Ball 1 outside, and 0 for 16 is Walker, and finally reached with a walk in the 9th inning of the last game. On deck is Andrew McCutchen. Walker hitting only 172 this year at Busch Stadium. Whatever the production that the Pirates have gotten have been from the 5 through 7 hitters in their lineup. And it's 2-0 to Walker. So Wainwright pitching games 1 and 5 of the NLDS for the 2nd straight year. And after a no decision in game 1, started game 5 and was knocked out. And now falling behind 3-0.
Missing with that curveball, left that one way up high that time to Neil Walker. Now Clint Hurdle told us to get to Wainwright, they need to get on his fastball. Don't take so many hittable fastballs. There's one right there. Maybe being a little too patient, because when you get behind in the count to Adam Wainwright, you're going to have to battle 3 different off-speed pitches: the curve, the slider, the straight changeup.
The 3-1, and the count is full now to Walker. Pittsburgh Pirates winning 94 games and look for their first postseason series victory since 1979 when they won the World Series. That's 34 years ago. Payoff pitch. And he lost him. Ball 4, and Walker goes down to first. So the Pirates get an early base runner, and that will bring Andrew McCutchen to the plate.
Missed with another curveball there to walk Neil Walker. Mike Matheny talked about Adam Wainwright's first start against the Pirates in this series, and he said he had a feel for everything from the first pitch of the game. That's highly unusual. Most of the time it takes a pitcher an inning or 2 to get settled in out there on the mound, get that off-speed pitch working, and tonight he's struggling with that curveball a little bit in the early going.
And for a rare instance, McCutchen is coming up with a runner on base. Fouls the first pitch back for a strike. He's having a torrid postseason, however, and that includes the wild card win against the Reds in Pittsburgh last Tuesday. hitting .412 and an on-base percentage of .545. We don't throw a lot of these numbers around, but that's pretty impressive.
That's pretty good.
Walker with the lead. Fouled upstairs, out of play. And so Wainwright jumps ahead of McCutchen, 2 strikes with 1 out and 1 on here in the Pirate first. Setting up outside, and that's where the pitch was. It misses, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. McCutchen, only extra base hit has been a double. He has no runs batted in postseason. Knocked in 84 in the regular season.
Well, as you mentioned, the struggles of Marte and Walker at the top of the Pirates order. McCutchen just hasn't had many opportunities to drive in runs.
There's the curveball, the snap throw to first. The ball getting away from Matt Adams, but not far enough for Walker to advance. And the count now to Andrew McCutchen is 2-2.
Yadier Molina has 42 pickoffs from behind the plate in his career. None this year. I think the word has gotten around. Very few players take exaggerated leads with Molina behind the plate. They know how much he loves to snap that throw down there. That was a nice stop by Matt Adams to keep that ball out of right field.
He threw out a Pirate runner. Would have been the potential tying run in the 8th inning of Game 4 in Waka's masterpiece. So it's 2-2 to McCutchen. McCutchen strikes out on the curveball, and there are 2 down. So both Pirate outs are by virtue of strikeouts, and that'll bring up Justin Morneau.
His command of that curveball here in the first inning has been selective. He's thrown some really good ones, including that one right there to strike out McCutchen. He's hung some up there, letter high.
So 2 out to Justin Morneau, who is a tremendous pickup for the Pirates. Late in the year, coming over from the Minnesota Twins, and hits a grounder to the opposite side. Here's David Freese, makes the play, and that'll do it. 1 left for the Pirates. Cardinals coming up in the first. Cardinals coming up in the first, and right now let's take a look at our batting order, brought to you by T-Mobile. Matt Carpenter leading off, Carlos Beltran hitting second, Matt Holliday hitting third, followed by Matt Adams, Yadier Molina, John Jay, David Freese in the 7th spot, Pete Kozma hitting 8th, and Adam Wainwright, the pitcher, batting 9th, facing the 23-year-old right-hander Garrett Cole. But let's take a look at the Pirates in the field.
Be Starling Marte in left field, Andrew McCutchen in center, Marlon Byrd in right, the same 3 guys we've seen throughout this series. Pedro Alvarez mans third base. Clint Barmas and Neil Walker make up the double play combination up the middle. Justin Morneau over first base. Russell Martin behind the plate has done a nice job handling this Pirates pitching staff. And right-hander Garrett Cole on the mound for the Pirates.
10-7 in the regular year, 3.22 earned run average. But in Game 2, gave up 1 run, 2 hits in 6 innings in gaining the second game victory for the Pirates. And his first pitch misses ball 1 to Matt Carpenter. Matt Carpenter had an amazing season as a leadoff hitter for the Cardinals, but only 1 for 15 in this series. His only hit was a single in the 3rd inning of Game 1. Down low again is Cole, and it's 2-0.
Well, Dick, stop me if you've heard this before. Another young power arm. It seems like that's all we've seen in this series. Garrett Cole can rush it up there in the mid to upper 90s.
Gets that over for the strike.
He does have a curveball, a slider, and a changeup, but most of the time you'll see him fit the mold of a power pitcher. Good fastball, good hard slider.
Made his big league debut on June the 11th. We have seen a lot of impressive rookie pitchers, and has hit sharply to the third baseman Alvarez, and Carpenter is retired once again. 1 for 16 now, and 1 out for the Cardinals in the first. Right now, let's take a look at our Chevrolet pitch tracks.
I mentioned the selection of pitches for Garrett Cole. The fastball, as I mentioned, mid to upper 90s. He'll throw a curve and a slider, although the slider is his go-to breaking pitch. The changeup is really an afterthought.
And here is Carlos Beltran, who's been a force for the Cardinals, their most productive hitter. 2 home runs and 6 runs batted in, and he passed the great Babe Ruth for the 8th most postseason home runs with 16. Lifts this in the air to the shortstop Barmes, who makes the play, and there are 2 down for the Cardinals with Matt Holliday coming to the plate. Cheers for Matt Holliday. He was the hero offensively anyway in game number 4 with his big 2-run home run that accounted for the winning margin for the Cardinals. Holliday's best showing at the plate since the first game of the series when he had a double and a single. Misses the fastball at 97 miles an hour.
Now this was the Holliday home run from game 4 you were talking about. Finally got a pitch out over the plate where he could get his arms extended. Didn't look like he hit it that well off the bat, but that ball just refused to come down till it was on the other side of the fence.
That was 99 miles an hour. And it looked so effortless from Garrett Cole, Bob.
Well, maybe some nerves from Cole. We noticed that he went down to the Pirates bullpen to warm up about 10 minutes before Adam Wainwright even started tossing in the Cardinal bullpen. Maybe just wanting to work off a little of that nervous energy.
Well, as Clint Hurdle said, he has what I call big boy pants, and he's been wearing them since he grew up. And now 1-2 to Matt Holliday. Second rookie in Pirate history to start a winner-take-all postseason game. Got to go back to Babe Adams. Breaking ball and evens the count to Holliday at 2-2. Matt Holliday had 22 home runs this year. And 21 of them off right-handed pitchers. Chopped to third. Alvarez. And that'll do it. A 1-2-3 inning for Garrett Cole. We've completed 1 no score. From the creator of Cougar Town and Scrubs, TBS presents Ground Floor, a brand new workplace comedy starring John C. McGinley. It premieres Thursday, November 14th at 10, 9 Central, only on TBS. Marlon Byrd will lead off for the Pirates in the second inning. Late season acquisitions key for Pittsburgh with Morneau and Marlon Byrd, who came over from the New York Mets. Has 3 hits in this series, all singles. And had a big home run off of Johnny Cueto in the wild card victory that put Pittsburgh in the divisional series. First pitch, a breaking ball, missing, 1-0.
Real good early test here for Adam Wainwright. The 5, 6, and 7 hitters in this Pirates lineup have done most of the offensive damage. 17 of the 20 runs driven in by the Pirates are by Marlon Byrd, Pedro Alvarez, and Russell Martin.
There's a strike, and 1-1 to Byrd. There is Alvarez, who has been phenomenal at the plate for the Pirates. Really been a pitcher's series. Pirates hitting 189 in the series. The Cardinals 192. There's a breaking pitch and a big cut by Byrd, and it's now 1-2.
Nasty curveball from Adam Wainwright. I'd really be surprised to see Marlon Byrd get a fastball he can hit. Wainwright may show him one off the plate to set up the next curveball, but I would really be surprised to see him leave a fastball over the plate where Byrd could do damage.
Line drive to center field, and it's going to drop in front of John Jay for a single. So the Pirates have their first hit of the game, a leadoff single by Byrd after Walker had walked in the first inning. So 2 base runners thus far, and Pedro Alvarez will step up.
We've seen a lot of Marlon Byrd in this series, and I've seen a lot throughout his career. You may think you have him set up for a fastball, but he's always ready for a fastball in the strike zone. It looked to be a cut fastball that time at 89, right in the middle of the plate.
And the dangerous Pedro Alvarez, who the last 2 regular seasons have blistered Cardinal pitching to the tune of 9 home runs. And 23 runs batted in, goes after the fastball up in the zone and fouls it off, and strike 1 to Alvarez, who seems to hit a home run every playoff game that the Pirates are in.
Well, he's your prototypical slugger. He'll hit the ball a long way on occasion. He'll strike out a whole bunch, but he has really shortened up his swing. Not as susceptible to some of the off-speed pitches as he was during the regular season.
That's down low with the breaking pitch, and it's 1-1. Alvarez hit 36 home runs this year to tie Paul Goldschmidt of the Diamondbacks for the National League home run title. He has hit 3 home runs in as many games here in postseason. Count is 1-1 with Bird, the runner, at first. And a breaking ball speared by Carpenter, and he'll double off Bird at first. A double play. Alvarez with a line drive to Carpenter, and the double play, and now there are 2 down, nobody on.
Well, you can see with that pull shift, Matt Carpenter's in the hole between first and second. Normally there's no defender there. Marlon Bird off with the crack of the bat, thinking about going first to third on that base hit into right field, and Carpenter takes it away and turns it into an easy double play.
So 2 down here in the Pirates' second inning, and you mentioned the 5, 6, 7 hitters, and that includes Russell Martin, who's had a terrific series, especially behind the plate. Looks at a breaking ball. 1-0 the count to Martin, the hero of the wild card game with 2 solo homers against the Reds, and has had 11 total bases in postseason. Has knocked in 4 of the 6 runs against the Cardinals. And a strike. 1-1 to Martin.
And you mentioned what a good job Martin did behind the plate, especially in that Francisco Liriano game. I don't know if they keep stats for blocking pitches in the dirt in a postseason game, but Martin had to be close to a record. Liriano kept throwing that slider in the dirt time after time after time, and Martin was up to the task every time except for one. And he blocked that one. He just didn't know where it went.
We have the luxury of 2 brilliant defensive catchers in Yadier Molina of the Cardinals and Martin. Bases are empty with 2 down. Martin ahead on the count, 2-1, and hits this one out to center field, right to John Jay, and the inning is over. Pirates get a hit, but the double play helps Wainwright. No score, middle of the second. Want to know the secrets of being a home run hitter? Tim Ferriss shows you how to knock it out of the park. So go to upwave.com/baseball. Mike Matheny, who has been even keel and low key, and that's the way his team has operated, good and bad this year, mostly obviously good.
Well, with the season that the Cardinals had during the regular part of the schedule, why would you change anything? He said he wants his guys to go about their business just like they do every day of the regular season, constantly taking the temperature of the ball club to see if everything is where it should be, and he's been content that his team is doing what they need to do to prepare for Game 5.
In postseason, for the second year since he's become manager, there have been only 8 skippers to do it. One of them, of course, Bob Brenly with the Arizona Diamondbacks, who captured a world championship back in 2001. As Garrett Cole, who threw only 11 pitches to dispose of the Cardinals in order in the first inning, will face Big Man Adams. He's done yeoman work filling in for Alan Craig in the cleanup spot. Fouls off the first pitch for a strike. Alan Craig drove in 97 runs and led the league in runners in scoring position. But Adams has filled in superbly. 2 for 4 in Game 2 with a double, but only 1 for his last 8. Slices this out to left field, but Marte is there. And Adams is retired, 1 gone, and right now let's go to Atlanta and Keith Olbermann for this Bank of America game break. Youth to be served, right, Bob?
It seems to be the theme of the postseason this year. Get those kids out there and turn them loose.
Yadier Molina leading off against Garrett Cole. Opposite field homer off of Cole in the 5th inning in Game 2. Counted for the only Cardinal run. They were down 5-0 at the time. Chases that fastball, and the count is 1-1. Took something off that pitch, strike 3, and Martin throws out Molina. That's the first strikeout for Cole as we check in again with Matt Weiner.
Thank you, Dick. You know, as the Yankees are sitting out this postseason, but one of their biggest fans is on the mound tonight here in St. Louis, pitching the most important game of his life. Garrett Cole was such an admirer of the Yankees growing up in California. His family took him to see the Yanks in Games 6 and 7 of the 2001 World Series. There he is in Arizona. That's 11-year-old Cole, who brought a sign reading Yankees fan today, tomorrow, and forever. He had a chance to become even more than that when the Yanks drafted him in the first round in 2008. He decided to go to UCLA instead. The Pirates took him first overall in 2011. So no pinstripes, but pretty good so far for Cole.
And I was going to say, Matt, how did that work out, being a Yankee fan in Game 6 and 7? Bob, any thought about that?
Well, I'm sure the Arizona fans treated him well in his time there at the time Bank One ballpark. But yeah, he gets what he deserves.
John Jay looks at a fastball, and the count is 1-2 to the Cardinals center fielder. Jay struck out and grounded out in his 2 trips to the plate against Cole in Friday's Game 2. And a changeup. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Even in the UCLA media guide, when Garrett Cole was going to school there and asked him his favorite players, he listed Lou Gehrig, Mariano Rivera, Roger Clemens, and his roommate said CC Sabathia, another Yankee.
And the fastball just misses. And the count is 3-2. Because we could have asked him before the game if he were talking what he thought of the Yankees re-signing Joe Girardi.
Yeah. 4-year deal for the Yankee skipper.
Here's the payoff pitch. And it's fouled off. You saw David Freese waiting in the on-deck circle. 2 out here for the Cardinals in the 2nd inning. Both of these managers unafraid with going with rookie pitchers throughout this series. And a fly ball toward the line in left. Marte gives chase, and it's in the crowd, out of play.
I mean, nothing against the other pitchers that were available and are not pitching, but sometimes talent trumps experience. And I think that's been the case in this series, both with Mike Matheny and Clint Hurdle.
Well, we're seeing Cole, who's 23. We saw Waka, who's 22. And, of course, Mike Matheny used 3 relievers who were 23 or younger in game number 4 as well. And that's the first time that's happened. 3-2 to Jay. And he walks him. First base runner for the Cardinals. And that will bring David Freese to the plate with 2 out. Well, David Freese, the 2011 World Series MVP, big hero throughout the postseason, hasn't yet quite captured the postseason yet. 0 for his last 10 with 2 walks. Did have a 2-run single in the opening game in support of Wainwright. One and 0. Cardinals have not been a running team. They had the fewest stolen bases, 45 during the regular year. Not a home run hitting team as well, but they were phenomenal with runners in scoring position. Not so in this series. Foul pop. Morneau watches it go out of play.
And a lot of those 45 stolen bases you mentioned for the Cardinals this season, Dick, were when the runner was going on a 3-1 and 3-2 count. The batter either struck out or took a strike, and guys occasionally stole bases. That's not a part of Mike Matheny's offensive philosophy.
The Cardinals, who had the best runners in scoring position percentage in decades, are only 3 for 21 in this series. And another foul ball. Ball and 2 strikes to David Freese. Who expected the Pirates to be at 333 with runners in scoring position when they were near the bottom in the regular season?
Yeah, coming into this series, the Pirates, at least statistically, if you look at the numbers, were all about pitching, especially that strong bullpen. Somebody will hit one in the seats every now and again. Pedro Alvarez or Marlon Byrd or Andrew McCutchen, but it was all about how they pitched. But in this series, they've actually hit better with runners in scoring position than the Cards.
And a curveball hit deep to left field. Marte going back, looking up, and it's gone. It's 2-0 in the second.
Oh, left a breaking ball hanging over the inside part of the plate. Russell Martin wanted it low and away. It ended up middle in, just over the fence out there in front of the Pirates bullpen. Cardinals up 2-0.
Pete Kozma taking a strike. So Freese is yet to be the postseason hero, but maybe he will in the biggest game so far for the Cardinals. 0-1 to Pete Kozma. And 1-1 to the shortstop. 7th career postseason home run for David Freese, who knocked in 21 runs in 3 series in 2011. 1-2 now to Kozma. Going down into the clubhouse to watch the replay. We'll have another one for him. 2-2.
It's never too early in the game to start thinking about clearing that pitcher spot if Pete Kozma could find a way to reach base here in the second inning, get Adam Wainwright up to the plate in this inning, and roll back around to the top of the order. Not going to happen.
Kozma strikes out. 2 strikeouts in the inning, but the 2-run homer by Freese. You are watching the 2013 National League Division Series coverage on TBS, presented by T-Mobile. Cardinals leading 2-0 thanks to David Freese's 2-run line drive into the Pirate bullpen. And Adam Wainwright, ultra dangerous with a early lead. Clint Barmas will start it off for the Pirates, the number 8 hitter here in the 3rd inning. Barmas has started 3 of 4 games, is 2 for 8 in the playoffs, and had a single against the Reds in the wild card game in Pittsburgh. Fastball, strike 1. Comebacker off the glove of Wainwright, has time, gets Barmas. One away, and the pitcher Garrett Cole coming up.
Well, we've talked a lot about Adam Wainwright and his arsenal of pitches out there on the mound. I think there are a lot of games that Adam Wainwright starts, and he's not really quite sure what's working when the game starts, but he'll throw a couple of different fastballs, one that cuts away from righties, one that sinks down and in. Has the big curveball we've seen already in his 2 starts in this series, a hard slider, and an occasional straight changeup.
Here is Cole, who helped his own cause with a run-scoring single in the 3rd inning of his victory in the 2nd game of the series, looking at strike 1. Off-speed pitch, and it's 0-2 now to Cole. Last year in that first game against the Nationals, when Wainwright was routed, it was 6-0. He did not have a lead ever in that game, but he does now. On deck, the top of the order for Pittsburgh, Starling Marte. Now it's 2-2.
Now, Wainwright will generally pitch in the low 90s with that fastball, sometimes in the high 80s with the cutter, but when he wants to, he can reach back and hit 95, 96, sometimes 97 with that 4-seam fastball.
And the curveball gets Cole for the 2nd out, and the 3rd strikeout of the game for Adam Wainwright. 2 down to Marte.
Leading with the heel of the hand, really pulling down with the middle finger, getting that over-the-top rotation. It causes that ball to drop right into the strike zone for a called strike 3.
And no secret to the Pirate problems against him in Game 1, swinging at too many curveballs and falling behind in the count. Here is Marte, who took a called 3rd strike in the 1st inning. Curve misses inside, and Freeze coming in a few steps, looking for a possible 2-out bunt by the Pirate left fielder. Two 2-0 to Marte. Popped up. Adams near the Cardinal dugout. And makes the catch. And gets a few high fives from his teammates. Cardinals lead 2-0 coming up in the 3rd inning, and about 600 miles away in Pittsburgh on Federal Street, right near the Clemente Bridge, and the ballpark would be to your right. They have the gigantic screen and the fans bringing their chairs and waving. They are on TV right now and trying to root on their Pittsburgh Pirates. Great fans in that city, having a great year.
I'll tell you, Dick, both of these fan bases have really shown up big time for this series. A raucous atmosphere at PNC Park. Same thing here at Busch Stadium.
Adam Wainwright to start it off. Chops it to 3rd. Alvarez throws out Wainwright for the 1st out here in the 3rd inning, and that will bring up the top of the order, Matt Carpenter. 2-run homer by David Freese last inning, giving the Cardinals a 2-0 lead. Winner of this game will go on to play the Los Angeles Dodgers in the National League Championship Series. Here is Carpenter, who bounced to 3rd, and now 1 for 16 in this series. Inside, Alvarez, the 3rd baseman, playing very wide of 3rd and even with the bag. Barma's playing shaded towards 2nd, and they have Neil Walker in the normal 2nd base position. Slice to left field. Coming on in is Marte. And Marte makes a sensational catch going to his right. Carpenter would have had 3 bases easy and maybe could have come all the way around if it weren't for the catch.
Well, we talked about it in Pittsburgh, Dick. The Pirates actually have 2 center fielders, Andrew McCutchen in center, Starling Marte in left. Man, did he cover a lot of ground in a hurry to make that diving catch and take extra bases away from Carpenter.
And considering where that ball was and where the center fielder was, I think he would have had an inside the park home run.
Well, there's nobody there to back it up. That's one of the dangers for a corner outfielder. When you make a diving attempt, you have to understand there's nobody behind you. No safety net. Marte didn't need one that time.
And that is the defensive play of this series. Here's Beltran, who popped to short his first time up. And the fastball is in there, so the count now to Beltran 1-2. No surprise with the terrific postseason he's had at the plate. Taking something off the pitch is Cole. Walker. And a 1-2-3 inning, helped by the great play by Marte. Grit, glamour, and gangsters. Welcome to Mob City, TNT's epic 3-week event from The Walking Dead's Frank Darabont. Premieres Wednesday, December 4th at 9/8 Central on TNT. Adam Wainwright has allowed 1 hit, has walked 1 batter. The one man who did walk is leading off here in the 4th inning. For the Pirates, Neil Walker, switch hitter, who drove in 53 runs during the regular season. He'll be followed by Andrew McCutchen and Justin Morneau. Strike 1. Walker's, who hit 16 home runs this year, the most by a Pirates second baseman since Bill Mazeroski had 16 back in 1966. Maz, of course, the great hero of the 1960 World Series win over the Yankees in 7 games. 94 miles an hour from Wainwright there, ahead of Walker, 2 strikes.
Yeah, it just looks like Neil Walker's a little caught in between right now. Normally, he hammers fastballs from the middle of the plate in. Just a little tardy on that Wainwright delivery.
Curveball out of play.
And most hitting coaches will tell you when you're struggling, get back on that fastball. Get back on the pitch that you hit the best. And for Neil Walker, that's usually a fastball middle of the plate in, preferably down a little bit. Of course, it's understandable facing Adam Wainwright and his assortment of pitches out there on the mound and the way he dealt in the first game of this series to be caught in between a little bit. Pirates hitting coach Jay Bell looking on.
Wainwright is ahead of Walker, 2 strikes, and misses with the curveball outside. Wainwright has had success against the Pirates in his career, 10-4 in 19 starts, and that includes the Game 1 win. And now 2-0 in 4 starts against the Buccos this year. Another pitch outside. 2-2.
Well, not only an assortment of pitches from Wainwright, Dick, but he'll add and subtract on each one of them. Some sinkers come up there in the low 90s, some in the high 80s. Throw a slow curveball, follow it up with a harder curveball. It's very tough to get any kind of comfort zone at the plate.
A potpourri of deliveries and pitches, and it's out of play once again. So as a batter, what can you look for?
Well, you look for mistakes and don't miss them. I mean, good pitchers like Adam Wainwright and Garrett Cole, for that matter, if they're executing their pitches, you're not going to hit them anyway. You just have to be ready for the mistakes, the breaking balls that stay up in the zone, the fastballs that are up out over the plate where you can get some extension and put a good swing on.
Three and two, and he's missed with the 3 pitches for balls outside to Walker. McCutchen on deck for the Pirates. trying to get back in this game, trailing 2-0. In the deciding game of this NLDS. Payoff pitch and a looper caught. Kozma stayed up just enough for Kozma, who gave it his all and ran full out to make the catch to the first base side of second base. And that'll be the first out in the fourth. We have seen a couple of dazzling plays here.
Boy, and comparatively, the Marte catch and the Kozma catch equally as fantastic. Kozma didn't have to cover as much ground, but he had to cover it quickly to get there before that ball got down to the ground. Watch the reaction by Matt Carpenter at second base. His teammates on their feet in the dugout. I love that defense.
And Andrew McCutchen with one out. And the fastball up and in, ball one. McCutchen has done well, yes.
Yeah, real good numbers against Adam Wainwright.
One and one. Mike Matheny telling us before the game in his office how he loves the way Kozma plays second base. His confidence coming to the plate and also the way he plays the position.
Well, any manager would tell you you'd love to have tremendous offensive players at every position that can also play defense, but that's one position where defense should come first.
There's Freese at third. Throw a little to the right of the bag, but Adams is big enough to keep his foot on and reach for it, and McCutchen is retired for the second time in the game, and there are two down.
Yeah, range doesn't show up as much at first base as it does some of the other position, but Matt Adams has shown some good footwork around the bag down there, adjusting to some wide throws in this series. McCutchen just smothers that pitch to the left side of the infield. Freese kind of slung it over their sidearm, and Adams shifts his considerable weight to the outfield side of the bag there at first. Nice play.
Nifty footwork for a big guy, for sure. Two down to Justin Morneau, who grounded out to the opposite field to Alvarez at third. Takes strike one. Since coming over to the Pirates, Morneau has played well but has not gone deep. Slaps this to the left side. Here's Kozma. And he makes the play. Pete Kozma, snaring a line drive, going to his left, makes this play to his right. 1-2-3 inning for Wainwright in the fourth. MLB Fan Cave is coming back in 2014. Players, celebrities, concerts, and more. And you can be a part of next season's team. Go to MLBFancave.com and apply now. Cardinal fans delighted with what they've experienced thus far. And a 2-0 lead, and the heart of the Cardinal order. And it's hard to not mention Beltran, the number 2 hitter, is part of the heart, but it's 3, 4, and 5 with Matt Holliday starting it off. Bounce to Alvarez at third. Fouls off the first pitch for a strike. Cardinals have won 8 of 10 division series that they played. The last 2, well, last year they beat the Nats after trailing 6-0 in a big comeback in 5 games. And 2 years ago, the masterful pitching performance by Chris Carpenter in beating Roy Halladay in Game 5, 1-0. 2 strikes now to Halladay. Carpenter, one of the most brilliant pitching performances in that 5th game, where 1 run in the first held up against his friend. Two balls, 2 strikes to Matt Holliday.
If you think about some of the things that had to transpire in order for Garrett Cole to even be available to take the ball tonight, James McDonald, one of their starters, had injury issues during the season. Wandy Rodriguez, same thing. Charlie Morton was a little slow recovering from Tommy John surgery.
Marlon Byrd coming in to handle this fly ball, and Matt Holliday retired. Moments ago, we spoke to Pittsburgh Pirates manager Clint Hurdle in the dugout, brought to you by Charles Schwab. Just one mistake so far in this game, and it's still early. What are your impressions of the contest?
I mean, hard to beat this environment. It's hard to beat the intensity, the competition. You know, a slider that caught too much of the plate. It's a 2-0 ball game. I like the way Garrett's gone out there and attacked people. Our approach at the plate has improved. We just got to keep battling.
Saw a couple of nice defensive plays by Cardinal shortstop Pete Cosman had in him, but I don't know if either one of them topped the play that Starling Marte made out there in left field.
Saved his 3 bases right there. There's no doubt about it. He's a dynamic defender as well as a very good young player. It's fun to watch these guys get after it.
And Matt Adams singles to a wide open left side of the infield with the shift on. So Adams beats the shift and has the second hit of the game for the Cardinals. We want to thank Clint Hurdle for coming on with us throughout this series. We appreciate that. Yadier Molina will come to the plate. Molina struck out in the second.
Boy, for me, Dick, Yadier Molina is a real good situational hitter. He'll find where the weakness is in the defense, look for a pitch that he can hit in that direction, and then try to shoot that ball through the right side of the infield. With Justin Morneau holding on Matt Adams over there at first, Neil Walker cheating just a little bit up the middle of the field in anticipation of a possible double play. Big hole on that right side.
And Molina went to the opposite field to hit that home run against Cole for the only Cardinal run in Game 2. Big cut there by Yadier Molina, 1-1.
Had a pitch to do it right there. 98-mile-an-hour fastball, knee high on the outer third of the plate. It's understandable why he couldn't catch up to that one.
There goes Adams, and the hit and run was on, and the pitch shot down the right field line foul. And if that had stayed fair, Cardinals might have had second and third. So the Cardinals playing hit and run here with the 2-0 lead in the fourth.
You know, it's not always the fastest runner that's involved in a hit and run. That's why you do it many times. Give Matt Adams as much of an opportunity to get started towards second base. You trust the hitter to at least make contact with the ball. Yeah, it's not always the speedy runners that are involved in a hit and run.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Molina.
And certainly there's an element of surprise there when you see big Matt Adams turn and break for second base.
Jose Oquendo, Cardinals third base coach. Again, flashing the signs to Molina, who stepped out to take the long look. Adams, the base runner at first, with 1 out here in the fourth. Still 1-2 to Molina. And that breaking ball misses outside. Slowly hit to third base. Alvarez, tough play, and throws it away. And Adams will go to third, Molina to second. It was a tough play for Alvarez in any event, and he threw it away. And now the Cardinals have runners at second and third with 1 out.
Alvarez made 27 errors during the regular season. This is a very tough chance right here. Molina was kind of leaning out of that right-handed batter's box as he made contact. The scoop and throw is back to the home plate side of first base. Morneau didn't want to get that left arm involved with the runner coming down the first baseline. Tough chance for Alvarez. Tough chance for Morneau over there at first base as well.
They rule it an infield hit for Molina and an error charge to Alvarez as Ray Searage, the pitching coach for the Pirates, coming out to talk to Cole, if nothing else, calm him down a little bit. So runners now at second and third and one out. And John Jay coming up, and here's the Cardinals with two men in runners in scoring position. That is the fourth error for the Pirates in this series. And here is Jay, who walked and came around on Freese's two-run homer. Best in the big leagues for many, many years in the regular year, and way down now in runners in scoring position. Infielders getting ready to charge and playing in, and a swing and a miss, strike one to Jay.
Well, once again, Russell Martin making his presence felt behind the plate. First pitch breaking ball in the dirt to John Jay, and Russell Martin right there to block it, make sure it didn't get by.
Hockey player who grew up in Montreal, but he wasn't a goalie.
Should have been.
Swing and a miss on the breaking pitch, and Cole is ahead of Jay. 2 strikes, 1 out. This is a big batter for Garrett Cole right here, with the Cardinals leading 2-0 and 2 runners on and 1 out.
Well, almost identical breaking balls to start the sequence right there. Both of them chased out of the zone by John Jay.
And a chopper to second base. They're going to go home with it. And Adams falls down to throw to third base. Safe is Molina at third as Neil Walker came home. And Adams slipped and is tagged out by Russell Martin. And Molina just gets into third, and there are 2 away.
The Pirates playing their infield in. Neil Walker does absolutely the right thing. Get to the ball and throw home. That's where you wanted to get the out, keep that run off the board. And then an alert play by Russell Martin, seeing Yadier Molina trying to advance to third. He throws over the top of Matt Adams, but just a little bit late to get Molina at third.
So Jay is on a fielder's choice. Molina's at third. The infield moves back now. And there are 2 outs to David Freese, who lined a 2-run homer over the screen into the Pirate bullpen to account for the 2 Cardinal runs back in the second. Out of play to the right. Strike 1 to Freese.
This was the home run back in the second inning. Came on a hanging slider on the inside part of the plate. Cole looks in this at bat like he doesn't want to make that same mistake. That first fastball was 99 miles per hour.
Fouls back the fastball, so Cole jumps ahead of Freese. 2 strikes. Cardinals had 2 runners in scoring position before that ground ball with the infield playing in. Walker getting the lead man, so Molina's at third base, Jay at first. Fastball, strike 3, and Freese goes down, and Cole pitches out of it. Cardinals had second and third. Don't score. And welcome back to Busch Stadium in St. Louis. Dick Stockton along with Bob Brenly and Matt Weiner. This is the 5th and deciding game of the National League Division Series. 2 blowout games in the first 2, and then 2 tight games in Pittsburgh, and it's all going to be decided tonight. Freese with the 2-run homer to account for the 2 Cardinal runs, and Adam Wainwright, helped by a couple of sterling defensive plays, will be facing Marlon Byrd to start the 5th inning. Byrd has the only hit off of Wainwright, a leadoff single to center in the 2nd. Curveball popped up into shallow right field, and Matt Holliday makes the play and is 1 out. Moments ago, we spoke to St. Louis Cardinals manager Mike Matheny in the dugout, brought to you by Charles Schwab. Wainwright's has pitched well, no question about it, but we've seen just about everything. Some great defensive plays by your infielder, Cosma.
Yeah, we talked about that before the game, about how consistent he's been. He had some ups and downs offensively, but defense has been there nonstop all season long. He's been fun to watch out there.
Mike, we were talking about Adam Wainwright in your office earlier this afternoon, and you said it's all about feel. Sometimes he starts the game like he did in Game 1 and has a feel for everything. Other days, it's a little bit of a struggle. What have you seen so far?
I saw him come out with a lot of life. I mean, the ball jumping out of his hand with his fastball early, and obviously getting a good feel for his curveball, throwing it for strikes, throwing it for chase, getting where he into advantage counts, which is the big difference. You guys know.
And our thanks to Mike Matheny for joining us throughout this entire division series. Pedro Alvarez taking a fastball in tight, 1 ball and 1 strike. So Wainwright really doesn't have to throw 99 miles an hour. He gets his curve over at 76, and that's a pretty good gap with his fastball.
And has just a little bit of movement, sometimes a lot of movement on everything he throws. Nothing comes up there straight. He'll sink his fastball. He'll cut it. We've seen the curve at varying speeds. We've seen the slider from time to time. We've seen the straight changeup. Nothing is straight. As a hitter, you may see the pitch, you may recognize the pitch, but that little bit of late movement takes the ball off the barrel of the bat and down near the trademark or out to the end, and instead of hitting the ball solidly, you put it in play weakly.
Cosma playing to the right of second base, and Freese playing the normal shortstop position in the shift, and that's Carpenter in short right field. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Alvarez, who lined into a double play back in the 2nd inning after Byrd led off with a single. Down low, Wainwright has allowed 1 walk and 1 single in 4 1/3 innings. The LA Dodgers await the winner of this game for the National League Championship Series. The Red Sox have moved along in the American League, and will play the winner of Game 5 between the A's and the Tigers, which will be played tomorrow night. Curveball on the outside corner, and Alvarez goes down. Boy, moving him in and out, changing speeds, variety of pitches, 2 down.
They made him aware earlier in the count with a cut fastball right in on his kneecaps, and then finishes him off with a slow breaking ball right on the outside corner.
That is the 4th strikeout for Wainwright, and 3 of them have been called 3rd strikes. Here's Russell Martin. Comes in with the 88-mile-per-hour fastball, and it's 0-1. Good average for Martin against Wainwright in his career. Martin lined out to Jay in center his first time up. Oh, 0-2. He's just befuddling these hitters.
They just get so caught in between. So many different things to look for as a hitter. Even if you just go up there and look fastball and try to adjust to everything else, there's such a variance in speed from the fastball to that slow curve. It's hard to get a beat on it.
Fly ball to right field. Beltran makes the catch. Another 1-2-3 inning. And Adam Wainwright has retired the last. Every day, our servicemen and women dedicate their lives to protecting our freedom. Please join Bank of America in thanking our troops by using hashtag TroopThanks. And when you do, Bank of America will donate $1 up to $1 million to Wounded Warrior Project and Welcome Back veterans. And we salute our men and women in the service, Bob, for what they have done.
Oh, absolutely, and hope they're enjoying the ball game here tonight, wherever they may be, and we hope they're safe.
Garrett Cole has allowed 3 hits, the 2-run homer to David Freese, and back-to-back hits in the 4th inning, pitched out of a jam with Cardinals at 2nd and 3rd and 1 out and didn't score. And here is Pete Kozma, struck out his first time up, and ball 1 to Kozma, who has made 2 dazzling plays in the field, both in the 4th inning. Fastball is in there, 1-1.
Yeah, what a different inning it might have been if Kozma doesn't make these 2 plays. That one was going to get through into center field for a sure base hit. And that grounder the opposite way in the hole between 3rd and short. Long off balance throw right on the money.
And it was last year that Pete Kozma became the unknown hero for the Cardinals in their Division Series victory over the Washington Nats.
You never know who the hero is going to be in a clinching game. It's not always the people that you would most likely suspect to come to the forefront.
That's down low, 2-2, and I think last year when we really, it's like blindfolded, pin the tail on the donkey. Who do you think will be the unlikely hero? And you mentioned Pete Kozma.
Yeah, we compared him to Bucky Dent.
And he delivered. Count remains 2-2. Kozma now completed his actual rookie season and started 113 games at shortstop. He started at shortstop in both games in Pittsburgh and got on base 4 times in the process. Check swing. And down he goes. Kozma, strikeout victim for the 2nd time in the game. 1 gone in the 5th.
Garrett Cole showing some nice feel on that hard slider. Started it on the outer 3rd of the plate. Looked like a knee-high strike, and then the break takes it down and out of the zone. Kozma cannot hold up.
That's 4 strikeouts for Cole. And Adam Wainwright, not a bad hitting pitcher, and of course in game 1 helped his own cause by drawing a walk in a 7-run 3rd inning. Started that inning off with the base on balls. 1-1 to him. Jim Joyce is our home plate umpire tonight. Fly ball down the right field line. Bird chasing it and can't get there in time.
Well, we talked throughout this series about framing pitches. Watch how Russell Martin receives this fastball on the edge of the plate. Not a lot of movement, just a very subtle turn of the wrist to pull that ball back toward the corner just a little bit and get the call from Jim Joyce.
And it's really an art for a catcher to frame pitches.
Oh, and we've got 2 of the best in the game working here tonight.
And strike 3, and Wainwright goes down. So 3 straight strikeouts to this inning for Cole. So 2 down, and Matt Carpenter, the leadoff hitter, coming up. Busch Stadium in St. Louis. And the first time in 3 years the Cardinals have been able to host a 5th game of a division series. They won the previous 2 on the road. Dick Stockton along with Bob Brentley and Matt Weiner. Cardinals leading 2-0 on the strength of David Freese's 2-run homer back in the second inning. And Adam Wainwright has been masterful again. He was the game 1 winner. Cardinals staving off elimination by winning game 4 in Pittsburgh and now trying to capture it all with the veteran tonight. 1-0 to Carpenter, who was bounced to 3rd and then was robbed of extra bases with a great diving catch by Starling Marte in left. Check in now with Matt Weiner.
Well, Jake, Matt Carpenter is now 1 for 17 in this series, though he hit the ball hard last time up. That's after leading the National League in hits and runs. We asked Mike Matheny what Carpenter can do differently. He said he's told him, be yourself. The problem is As himself, Matt Carpenter is a grinder. Mike Matheny says he routinely comes to work to hear the crack of a bat before he's even sat down, only to find Carpenter in the batting cage. Maybe it's time to let loose a little.
3-1. This is a guy, Matt Carpenter, who led the major leagues with 55 doubles, most in a season by any Cardinal left-handed hitter, including the great Stan Musial. Three-one pitch, hit deep to center field. Back and making the catch on the warning track is McCutchen. As Carpenter, maybe the hardest hit ball he's had in this series. A 1-2-3. You are watching the 2013 National League Division Series coverage on TBS, presented by T-Mobile. Nothing but zeros up there for the Pirates. Adam Wainwright allowing just one hit, and that hitter was doubled off on the next out. Next batter, Alvarez, lining into a double play. He has struck out 4 and walked 1, has Wainwright. The most pitches he has thrown in an inning was in the first inning, when he threw 16 pitches. So he has 60 through the first 5. And the number 8 hitter, Clint Barmas, will start it off for the Pirates in the 6th. Was out on a comebacker his first trip. We're going to have a pinch hitter for Garrett Cole. It'll be Garrett Jones, who is on deck swinging a bat for the Pirates. First pitch is fouled off. Justin Wilson is tossing in the Pirate bullpen. There is Garrett Jones, and there's Wilson. Took something off that curveball, 77 miles an hour, that slow curve, which really been something the Pirate hitters have not been able to handle, and the count is 2 strikes now.
Yeah, they just haven't had an answer for it. When Wainwright throws it for a strike, it seems like it catches him by surprise. When he tries to throw that chase-breaking ball, as Mike Matheny called it, they just can't seem to hold up.
Pirates trying to get something going here in the 6th inning against Wainwright. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Barmas. Boy, after the first 2 blowouts, 9-1 and 7-1, each team winning those games, we've had nothing but tight, taut pitching duels. 5-3 in Game 3, and then 2-1 in Game 4. And this is 2-0 again with the breaking ball outside, and it's 2-2 to Barmas. Michael Wacha, who had a perfect game through 5 and had a no-hitter into the 8th inning before Alvarez ended it with a home run. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That was in Game 4, and the count is full now. 3-2 to Barmas with the pinch hitter on deck. Payoff pitch, base hit, line to left field. Barmas has the second hit for the Pirates, and the tying run will come to the plate. Garrett Jones.
Just a little careless with that fastball, or he might have missed his spot. He is human after all, but left that one up over the inside part of the plate to the number 8 hitter, Clint Barmas, who promptly wrapped it out there into left field. Now we're going to see the left-handed pinch hitter, Garrett Jones,
who really had trouble getting back in the lineup after Morneau came over. Hit 15 home runs this year, including one that was so deep, landed in the Allegheny River, some 463 feet away. So Jones batting for Cole has that power. The Pirates trailing 2-0 with the leadoff man aboard here in the 6th against Wainwright. And a fly ball hit out to right center field. And it's Jay calling for it and makes the catch in front of Beltran. John Jay makes the catch, and the pinch hitter Jones is retired for the first out.
Well, that fly ball had collision written all over it. We saw John Jay and Carlos Beltran almost come together in right center field on a similar fly ball. This time Jay takes the inner track. You saw Beltran veer to the outside there, ready to make a backhanded play if necessary, but Jay there to make the catch.
So now the Pirates have the leadoff hitter Marte up, and of course this is the problem now. They were 1 now for 34 for both Marte and Walker. Marte is 0 for 2 in this game. Took a called third strike and fouled out to Matt Adams. Fastball, strike 1 to Marte. Marte now 1 for 11 in his career against Wainwright. Justin Wilson will be coming in for the Pirates in the bottom of the 6th. Ground ball right to Cosma. Double play, and that'll do it. Second double play turned by the Cardinals. Ends that threat. Garrett Cole pitches 5 innings, gives up the 2-run homer, pitches out of a second and third 1-out jam in the 4th inning, and now Justin Wilson, the 26-year-old from Clovis, California, making his second appearance in this series. Made 58 during the regular year, and his postseason appearance retired all Cardinal batters he faced in the 7th and 8th innings in Game 4. And we'll be looking at Carlos Beltran, Matt Holliday, and Matt Adams here in the bottom of the 6th. Fastball, strike 1 to Beltran, who's 0 for 2. Now it's time for the BMW Clear Advantage. Carlos Beltran's career postseason home runs. This one he's going to hit on the ground to the shortstop, and Barmas making the play. Switch hitter.
And his power is from the left side of the plate. That's why you saw 10 of those home runs to straightaway right field, 3 to center, 3 to left. Man, I'll tell you what, Dick, here's another one. I mentioned it earlier. It seems like everybody that trots in out of that bullpen throws mid to upper 90s. Justin Wilson, no exception. His average fastball this season just a tick over 95. Also throws a curveball and a cutter.
Pirate bullpen in 11 and 2/3 innings have allowed only 2 earned runs. Here's Matt Holliday, who has touched up Wilson. 3 for 6, including 4 runs batted in his career, and goes after the first pitch and fouls it off to the right for a strike. Holliday 0 for 2, bounced to third and fly to right field. Of course, he was the hero with the 2-run home run in the 6th to account for the Cardinal runs in Game 4, which was an elimination game, and he shoots one out to right field through the hole for a base hit. So Holliday's aboard with 1 out. That is the 4th hit of the game for the Cardinals.
Pitch up and out over the plate. Matt Holliday stays right on it, drives that ball through the right side of the infield. He's a much more effective hitter when he can get those arms extended. That's why a lot of pitchers try to jam him inside with hard stuff, breaking pitches in on the hands from left-handers, but Wilson left that one up and out over the plate.
So now 4 for 7 against Wilson, and here's Matt Adams. With the shift on, Matt Adams, and right now in a double play situation, there's no shift, and with the shift possibility before, Adams singled to the opposite field for a base hit and was out at home plate on a fielder's choice. Cardinals have turned 2 double plays. The Pirates are looking to turn 1 here. Popped up. And Barmas on the outfield grass makes the play for the second out. Matt Holliday back to first base with Yadier Molina stepping in. Molina struck out in the first inning and then was safe on an infield hit. Tough play for Pedro Alvarez, who threw the ball away, and Molina advanced to second, and Adams to third on the error. Did not come back to haunt the Pirates, however, as Yadier takes ball one.
Yeah, Cole was able to get a fielder's choice off the bat of John Jay, and then a big 3-pitch strikeout of David Freese.
Big swing by Molina, and it's 1-1. Hit for his 5th straight All-Star game. Vin Mazzaro is warming up in the Pirate bullpen. Molina looking to win his 6th straight Gold Glove this season. 2-1. Holliday with a short lead at first. Again inside. 3 balls and a strike to Molina. Cardinals leading 2-0 on Freese's 2-run homer back in the second inning. And there is John Jay waiting to hit.
Well, you're likely to see another big cut like we saw on the 1-0 pitch from Yadier Molina. Has a favorable count here, 3-1. Anticipating fastball, I'm sure.
Alvarez guarding the line at third, and the fastball fouled back, and Molina knew he had a great pitch to hit on that one. Justin Wilson in relief of Garrett Cole. Gave up 2 runs on the 2-run homer, 5 strikeouts, and 3 hits. 2 out, and Wilson trying to end the Cardinal threat here, but he walks Molina, ball 4 outside. Second walk given up by Pirate pitching, and going to second is Holliday, and John Jay will come up with 2 on. Jay has walked and reached on a fielder's choice in the play Bob was just talking about when Adams was thrown out at home by Walker. So the Cardinals have another runner in scoring position, 3 for 23 in this series. Far cry from what they did in the regular year. And the first pitch up and in to Jay, 1-0. Native of Miami, Florida. Hit .318 from August 1st on, but has struggled here against Pittsburgh. 2-0. So Wilson facing the left-handed hitter here, and he's got David Freese on deck, but Mazzaro, the righty, you would presume if he does not retire, Jay obviously would come in to pitch to Freese.
Yeah, Vin Mazzaro has been their strand specialist out of that Shark Tank bullpen for the Pirates. 88% of inherited runners are stranded.
And there's a ground ball up the middle, base hit to center field. Matt Holliday will come around and score, and the Cardinals lead it 3-0.
Wilson hurts himself here by not fielding his position. Actually kind of moved out of the way, tried to make a backhanded swipe at that ball as it went through into center field. Once you let that ball go, you become a fielder. That time Wilson was not ready to field his position.
And the run scores, and Molina goes to second, and Clint Hurdle is out, and that will be all.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Office of the Commissioner of Baseball and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent.
And the fans here in St. Louis sensing something already here. It's 3-0. In the bottom of the sixth, Vin Mazzaro is the new pitcher, and John Jay delivers with a runner in scoring position, something the Cardinals hadn't done much of in the series. But here is Mazzaro.
It wasn't much, but it was effective. Just a ground ball right back up the middle of the field. Found grass out there in center to drive home a run.
So here's David Freese with 2 on and 2 out. Swing and a miss, strike one. For John Jay, by the way, that was his second RBI of the series. The first one coming when he walked with the bases loaded in the opening game. Molina with the lead at second, Jay at first. 5 hits now for the Cardinals. One and one to Freese. His 2-run homer in the second inning gave Adam Wainwright a little margin here early on. And the Cardinals have added on here in the sixth. 1-1 to the opposite field, and it's a foul ball. And not foul by much.
David Freese trying to steer that ball fair as he came out of that right-handed batter's box. A lot of side spin.
Well, it was foul by much. Anything that goes into the crowd is a foul by much.
Well, the crowd's real close to the foul line down there, Dick.
Tell you, with those phones, they got a picture of everything, don't they? 1 ball, 2 strikes to David Freese. Looking to deliver again with the runner in scoring position, Molina at second, and he swings and misses on a pitch up in his eyes, and that will do it. But the Cardinals get a run. Be the first to know the latest news on all your teams with Bleacher Report's Team Stream app. Stay one step ahead. Check out Team Stream on your phone's app store today. John Jay, who delivered the single to give the Cardinals a 3-0 lead as we move into the 7th inning. And Adam Wainwright will be facing Neil Walker, Andrew McCutchen, and Justin Morneau. Walker has walked and was robbed of a hit by Cosma going to his left, spearing a line drive. Showing pretty good speed and getting to the ball. So here's Walker, whose father, Tom, pitched for 4 teams in the big leagues years ago. Strike one.
Well, you said that a few times tonight, Dick. 15 out of 20 first pitch strikes, and some of the 5 that were not first pitch strikes were by design. First ball fastball hitters, you want to get them to chase something out of the zone. Even though it was a little bit of a slower start tonight for Adam Wainwright, he picked up right where he left off in game 1.
No question about it. Of course, he's been helped by a couple of sterling defensive plays by Pete Cosma and a couple of double plays. So the defense has come up big for the Cardinals today in support of the 32-year-old veteran right-hander. 1-1 to Walker. And now 2-1 to Neil Walker. Again, Marte and Walker have been unable to get untracked in this series. They are now 1 for 35 between them. Fastball, and it evens the count at 2-2. mound at the plate. Well, Bob, you talked about how the likes of Bird, Alvarez, and Martin, 5, 6, 7, have done well in this series. They really haven't gotten anything from the top of the order. And McCutchen, who has hit very well, has not driven in a run. He drove in 84 in the regular season. And the only extra base hit he has is a double. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Walker with Andrew McCutchen on deck. Tony Watson now throwing in the Pirate bullpen. Curveball, and Walker goes down for the first out in the 7th. Right now, let's go to Atlanta and Keith Olbermann for this Bank of America game break. All right, Keith, thanks for the update. And McCutchen with a sharp ground ball to Cosma, and that'll be the second out here in the 7th inning. So McCutchen's been retired 3 times tonight. Came in hitting .419 against Wainwright with a home run, but he's come up empty, and here's Justin Morneau. There you see the pitches by inning. Pretty economical, wouldn't you say, especially the last 2.
Oh, absolutely. Showed you the 15 out of 20 first pitch strikes for the first at bat of this inning. And when you're ahead of everybody 0-1 and you have the arsenal of pitches that Wainwright has, it's going to be tough to get anything going offensively.
Adam Wainwright trying to pitch the Cardinals into the National League Championship Series, and there's a curveball going to his right as Carpenter smothers it. The throw, safe. Close play at first base, but Morneau beats the throw.
Cheating toward the hole just a little bit. Carpenter got to it in good shape. Looked like he slipped right on the edge of the grass right there as he tried to plant that right foot. You saw the divot come up. Still makes it a very close play over there at first base. Now, if he's able to stay on his feet, that's out number 3.
So the infield hit by Morneau is the 3rd hit of the game. All singles for the Pirates, and here's Marlon Byrd, who has one of them, leading off the 2nd inning. Chop foul at the plate. Pirates have had 2 innings in which they had the leadoff man on with base hits, but both have been erased on double plays. It's 0-2. Seth Maness has begun to throw for the Cardinals, who have double-barreled action in their bullpen. We mentioned Tony Watson for the Pirates. Curveball grounded up the middle, but slowly hit to Cosma, and not in time at first base. Looked like that whole play was in slow motion, Bob. The ground ball, Cosma going over there. Not in slow motion was Marlon Byrd.
Might have been a little bit of indecision on the part of Pete Cosma, Dick, as he goes to his left to make this play. Initially, I think he was going to shovel it on to Carpenter for the out. He decided to throw across the diamond, and Marlon Byrd, to his credit, really busting it down that first baseline. Yeah, Cosma just kind of lollipopped that throw over to Adams at first, and Byrd with a hustle infield hit right there.
So now the Pirates have runners at first and second, and Pedro Alvarez coming up, the tying run at the plate, and Molina will go to the mound to talk to Wainwright. Alvarez has gone long ball in this series.
Yes, he has. I mean, way long ball. you mentioned earlier, tied with Paul Goldschmidt of the Arizona Diamondbacks for the National League lead in home runs. But for me, he's a different kind of home run hitter this year. That quick swing generating a lot of power, whereas last season, in the early part of this season, a long, loopy swing.
So here's Alvarez, who turned down $1 million after being drafted by his favorite team, the Red Sox, to attend Vanderbilt. 2 out and 2 on here in the 7th inning, and goes around and misses strike one. From the same neighborhood as Manny Ramirez, grew up in the Washington Heights section of Manhattan.
Can't lay off that Wainwright curveball. He does have 2 homers lifetime against Adam Wainwright.
So a big opportunity for the Pirates here if they can capitalize, trailing 3-0 in the 7th. You don't get many against Wainwright. Ball getting away, no advance by the runners, and it's 1-1 to Alvarez, who's 0 for 2 in this game.
Exaggerated pull shift on for Pedro Alvarez. Of course, David Freese has to stay a little closer to third base with a runner at second.
The 1-1. Outside 2-1, and all this for the Pirates after 2 are out. Morneau beat out an infield hit when Carpenter, going to his right, slipped. Couldn't get the ball over in time, and then Bird with a ground ball over the middle, and Cosma taking a little time, and Bird beating it out for another infield hit. Fastball and foul back.
Oh, he had a good rip at that one. What a fastball in the middle of the plate right there. Coach Alvarez would like to have that one back.
Now the crowd looking for Wainwright to put Alvarez away. Goes full, and with 3-2 and 2 out, the runners will be off on the pitch.
Adam Wainwright tried to throw the best curveball in the history of baseball right there. He knows what a dangerous hitter Pedro Alvarez is. Put a little extra on that hook and missed the zone.
Keep it away from him. Morneau at second, Bird at first. 3-2, 2 out. And time is called. Randy Schote and Seth Maness in the Cardinal bullpen. Tony Watson in the Pirate pen. And a ground ball, fair, and it goes over the head of Adams, and the throw to first not in time, and the run comes in. And the runner at third. A bad hop, it appeared, Bob, over Adams' head, and Carpenter very nearly saved it, and his throw went toward the plate.
Looked like the ball hit right off of first base. Second hop hits off the bag, gets over the head of Adams. Carpenter right there to back the play up, but once again, he's down on the ground, has to throw from a knee. Ball skips all the way to home plate and heads up base running by the Pirates. Bird goes first to third. Morneau scores from second on a ball that doesn't get out of the infield.
And conference at the mound as Alvarez knocking in his 7th run of the postseason. And an RBI in his first career, 6 career postseason games. The first player in Major League history. Great achievement for Pedro Alvarez. So runners now at first and third, and 2 away. It all started with 2 down, and the tying run is at first base.
3 consecutive infield hits to plate a run for the Pirates.
And Russell Martin 0 for 2. Bird is at first, third, and Alvarez at first. And a chopper to shortstop, and Kozma gets the force to end the threat. Pirates get a run, however, and trail 3-1 as the Cardinals come to bat. NBA basketball returns with an opening night doubleheader on TNT. Derrick Rose makes his return to the court when the Miami Heat host the Chicago Bulls, followed by the Battle of LA as the Lakers play the Clippers. That's Tuesday, October 29th, only on TNT. Fourth pitcher of the night for the Pirates is Tony Watson, making his third appearance. Those were his numbers in the regular year. Had a run of 21 consecutive scoreless innings before Jin-Soo Choo hit a solo homer for the Reds in the wild card game. We'll be facing Pete Kozma here, who has struck out twice. Cardinals 7th inning. Shows bunt and takes a strike. Adam Wainwright is on the on-deck circle, leading now 3-1 in this game. 1-1.
Another hard-throwing lefty coming out of that Pirates bullpen. They've got 2 lefties to play matchups if they need to. A couple of closers. They got a ground ball pitcher. They got a long man. Very well-balanced Shark Tank bullpen for the Pirates.
2-1. Kind of a strange top of the 7th inning with those 3 infield hits. The throw that got away, and the Pirates managed to get a run. And there is a line drive to left field and into the glove of Marte. So Kozma's retired for out number 1. And here comes Wainwright. And he should get a hand for the way he's battled tonight against Pittsburgh.
I'll say, Dick, I'm a little surprised Wainwright's taking the at-bat right here. The Cardinals have a very well-balanced, hard-throwing bullpen in their own right.
Sharply hit to Alvarez. Wainwright's retired.
You know, not that Wainwright was in big trouble in that last inning, but he had to throw a lot of high-stress pitches to get out of it.
Well, the end of the game is just the start of the story. Unguarded with Rachel Nichols premieres Friday night, October 25th. At 10:30 Eastern and Pacific on CNN. 2 down in the 7th inning, and Matt Carpenter 0 for 3 and robbed of extra base hits with a great play by Marte, running to his right and preventing the ball from getting through, and showing bunt is Carpenter, and he takes the ball. Cardinals getting their runs. 2-run homer by David Freese in the 2nd inning to give Wainwright the early lead, and then John Jay with a 2-out single in the 6th. There's a strike. Sweeping delivery from Watson.
97 on that last fastball. Does anybody throw in the 80s anymore?
Maybe changeup.
This is R.A. Dickey if you get a knuckleball pitcher, but everybody coming out of both of these bullpens just flamethrowers.
Carpenter bounces it to Walker. May have broken his bat in the process, and he's retired. 1-2-3 inning for Tony Watson, who does his job. We go to the 8th. Let's take a look at our game summary brought to you by Geico. Pedro Alvarez with an RBI every game this series, plus the wild card game, 6. 3 straight infield hits, getting a run for the Cardinals in the 7th, but it's been Adam Wainwright's show. David Freese with the home run, and John Jay getting the hit as well. Daniel Descalso, as he has the last 3 games, going in as a defensive replacement at third base. He started the first 2 games of this series and was 0 for 7. And we'll have a pinch hitter. Jose Tabata is batting for Clint Barmas. Leading off the 8th inning. Pitcher's spot is next. Strike 1. Jordy Mercer on deck will be batting for Watson. Tabata 0 for 3 in this series as a pinch hitter. Big cut way in front of that one, and it's 0-2.
Dick, we should also point out on the game summary, Garrett Cole acquitted himself quite well for a rookie in his first postseason of his career. Really only made the one mistake, the home run he gave up to David Freese on a slider that just hung on the inside part of the plate.
Here's the 0-2 pitch, and it's grounded to third, and Descalso handles it, throws out Tabata for out number 1. You know, Bob, for that matter, Charlie Morton gave a good account of himself in game number 4 and fell victim to the great pitching of Waka.
Yeah, it's all relative. Sometimes it's not how you pitch, it's who you pitch against, and that was the case for Charlie Morton as well as Garrett Cole here tonight.
So here's Jordy Mercer, who started the first 2 games at shortstop. And he's batting for Tony Watson. Mark Melanson up in the Pirate bullpen. Carlos Martinez and Kevin Segrist are both working in the Cardinal pen. 1 out here in the top of the 8th inning. Cardinals trying to close out the Pirates and advance to the championship series. And a looper into right field will drop for a base hit. 1 out single by Mercer. And that is the first successful pinch hit of the series for either team.
Mercer had been a good hitter for Clint Hurdle all season long. He had some defensive issues. Hurdle decided to go with his best defensive lineup, which means Clint Barmas playing shortstop, but Jordy Mercer, a big pinch hit at bat here late in the ballgame.
So now Adam Wainwright, who has allowed 6 hits. Pirates have now out-hit the Cardinals 6-5, but trail 3-1. And Starling Marte, who's 0 for 3, bounced into an in-inning double play in the 6th. Fouls off the curveball for strike 1. Pirates trying to fight back here in the 8th inning and win a game on the road. As we mentioned, this is the 24th game played between these teams. Pirates have won 12 and the Cardinals 11. But keep in mind that the Cardinals have won 7 of 11 here at Busch Stadium. Another curveball, fouled off, 0-2 now. Reaching out, the line drive, throw to first, double play! Carpenter got it over to Adams to double up Mercer to end the inning.
Another double play for the Cardinals defensively just when it seemed like the Pirates were getting something going. Matt Carpenter with the soft toss on to Matt Adams at first drew an argument from first base coach Rick Sofield as well as Pirates manager Clint Hurdle. You can see the reaction of the Pirates bench, everybody over there. Of course, they're looking with biased eyes. This side, they're all going to say he's out, of course. Yeah.
Paul Nart is the first base umpire, and so you get 180 degrees different reaction here, and Jordy Mercer can't believe it.
Now, under the new rules, when they're instituted, Clint Hurdle would have been able to throw a protest flag or somehow lodge an appeal to have that play reviewed, unless he had already used his appeals before that play.
Interesting. Well, here's Carlos Beltran leading off against the new pitcher Mark Melancon. And the first pitch popped up to the left side. And it's the third baseman, Alvarez, who makes the catch. Melancon gave up a home run to Beltran on the first pitch in the 8th inning in Game 3, and after allowing only one home run all season long. Beltran driving in all 3 runs in the 5-3 loss. His regular season numbers.
Big-time strike thrower, 70 punch-outs against only 8 walks this season. Melancon features a couple of different fastballs, a 4-seamer up in the zone, a cutter. We'll mix in an occasional straight changeup, an occasional slider.
Matt Holliday goes after the first pitch and fouls it away for a strike. Holliday singled and came around and scored on John Jay's base hit in the 6th inning. For the 3rd run for the Cardinals, their lead is 2 as the Pirates got a run back in the 7th. 3 infield hits doing it, but it's 3-1 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Big cut and a miss.
We'll take one more look at that play at first. I think when Jordy Mercer, he kicked up that dirt, you can see the ball just entering Matt Adams' glove there as he reaches out to right field, but the dirt between his foot and the bag, I think possibly could have made that a real tough call for Paul Nart down there.
1 ball and 2 strikes to Matt Holliday. 3-1 the score, and looking ahead to the 9th inning for the Pirates, it'll be Neil Walker, Andrew McCutchen, and Justin Morneau, their 2nd, 3rd, and 4th hitters. Two and 2 to Matt Holliday. Two balls and 2 strikes with 1 out. And a shot to right field, and it's going to drop for a base hit in front of Marlon Byrd. So Matt Holliday has his 2nd straight hits, 2 for 4 in the game. 1 on, 1 out to Matt Adams. Both of Holliday's hits to the opposite field.
Dick, I should correct myself. I said Melancon. He does throw a 4-seamer. He does throw a cutter, 2 different fastballs. His breaking ball is more of a curveball. Has a lot of downward movement, a little bit slower than the average slider.
Here is Matt Adams. And they do shift around to the right. And there's a drive hit deep to right field. Way back. It's gone.
Talk about getting every bit of a pitch. Matt Adams absolutely crushes this ball to deep right field. Full extension at the point of contact. Got a lot of lift and backspin on that ball. No doubt about it.
Into the St. Louis night for Matt Adams. His first home run and his first runs driven in this series, and it's now 5-1 in favor of the Cardinals here in the 8th as Molina swings and misses for strike 1. So a pair of two-run blasts for the Cardinals, a team that was not a home run hitting team in the regular year. David Freese in the second and Matt Adams here in the eighth.
Cardinals did not have a player with 25 home runs nor 100 runs driven in on the season, but two big blasts in the game here tonight.
So here's Melanson, who allowed only one home run in the regular season, that to Joey Votto, but two here in the series to Beltran and now Adams. Go figure. Here's Matt Weiner.
Well, Dick, Matt Adams is only playing first base, as you know, because of the injury to Alan Craig, who has a serious foot issue. He was a 23rd round draft pick out of Slippery Rock outside of Pittsburgh. He grew up a Pirates fan. They call him Big City. He just made one city very happy. This may be not his home city.
Well, in spring training in Jupiter, he crushed a ball that dented the wall outside the general manager John Mozeliak's office. And he came out to Adams and said, look, stop breaking our building. Only kidding, but he got Mozeliak's attention. Ball four, and Molina draws a walk. Still one out. And the Cardinal fans are giddy, leading 5-1 here in the bottom of the eighth inning.
I think that speaks to the depth of the Cardinal system when a guy as good as Alan Craig goes down and you can replace him with somebody like Matt Adams and not miss a beat. They didn't have to go out and trade. They didn't have to give up any of their prospects to get a replacement at first base. They had the guy in their system.
And that's not easy, moving into a cleanup spot to fill in for a guy who led the league, Alan Craig, and with runners in scoring position, driving in 97 runs. But that's what the Cardinals did this year. They didn't go to the trade mart. They brought up rookies, and they have delivered. Ray Searage out to the mound to talk to Melanson with John Jay, who singled home a run in the sixth. Let's take a look at this wallop once more time.
Boy, there's some guys, when they make contact with the ball, you just know it's not going to come down in the field of play, and that was the case with that swing by Matt Adams.
And the curtain call for Matt Adams. Phillipsburg, Pennsylvania native, went to Slippery Rock University, 50 miles north of PNC Park. Coming back to haunt the team that he rooted for as a kid. Jay goes around and misses. And it's 0-1. Well, Bob, as far as the Cardinals are concerned, we've seen this movie before.
They just keep talking. We go down to Mike Matheny's office, or you talk to John Mabry, the hitting coach, or Mike Aldretti, the bench coach, and they talk about sticking with the program. Stick with the program. Stick with the program. It's just over and over and over again, drilling it into their heads that they're a good enough team to win if they do the things they're supposed to do.
Breaking ball. Bounce to Morneau. Goes to second for one. The throw back to the pitcher, not in time. Melanson covering. They get the lead man in Molina, and Jay is a base runner now with two down.
There's too much time had elapsed to possibly turn a double play there. Morneau, being a right-handed throwing first baseman, takes him a little while to turn his body and get that throw off to short, and then Melanson, in his effort to get over there and find the base, just didn't catch the ball.
So with two down and the runner Jay at first, Daniel Descalso will come up for the first time. He started the first two games of the series at shortstop and is 0 for 7 as a hitter. Up high. Cardinals with two in the second on Freese's two-run homer. A single run in the sixth on John Jay's two-out base hit, and now Matt Adams with the wallop into the right field bleachers here in the eighth inning. And Adam Wainwright has a 4-run cushion here. Bullpen activity. Trevor Rosenthal has been up throwing. There is Rosenthal. One and one. Descalzo went into the game as a defensive replacement for David Freese, who, as we mentioned, hit that two-run homer in the second, the 7th career postseason home run. Off the fist in a looper, and that one is going to be trapped in left field by Tabata, and going to third base is Jay. And runners now at first and third with 2 out, as Descalzo gets his first hit of the series, and Pete Kozma coming up.
We saw Marte make a similar play earlier in the ball game, but Tabata comes in as part of the double switch after pinch hitting. He just can't quite cover the same kind of ground that Starling Marte can. Has to play it on a hop.
And Jason Grilli is going to get the call, so the Pirate closer, even though the Pirates are down 5-1, will be coming in replacing Melanson when we come back to Busch Stadium. You are watching the 2013 National League Division Series coverage on TBS, presented by T-Mobile. Jason Grilli, the 6th pitcher of the night for Clint Hurdle's Pirates. And the closer had 30 saves when he suffered a strained forearm late in July, returned September 3rd, and converted 33 of 35 save opportunities, facing Pete Kozma, who has struck out twice and lined out. Runners at the corners with 2 out. Cardinals leading by 4 runs here in the bottom of the 8th inning. There's a breaking ball in the dirt, 1-0. Adam Wainwright is in the on-deck circle. Trevor Rosenthal is ready in the bullpen, but Wainwright, looking to complete this game, is waiting to hit.
He's at the 96 pitch mark on the ball game, which is not an extraordinary number for Adam Wainwright, especially under the circumstances.
Ground ball smothered by Mercer. No play, run scores, and the runners advance. Kozma with an infield hit and a run batted in, and it's now 7-1.
Just past Pedro Alvarez. Not sure why he was playing as shallow as he was over there at third base. That ball gets by him. Mercer makes a nice stop, but has nowhere to go with the baseball.
6-1 is the score. That's the 3rd run this inning. And Kozma again delivers with the RBI. Runners now at first and second. 2 out. And Wainwright flies to center field, and McCutchen makes the catch. 3 runs cross the plate for the Cardinals, and they'll take a 6-1 lead for Adam Wainwright into. And this is the scene in Pittsburgh on Federal Street. And you got to give a lot of credit to those loyal fans, Bob, that are still sitting there. And their team is down 6-1 going against Wainwright in the 9th inning. They have been fantastic fans for this Pirate team, reviving their franchise in a big way this year.
Boy, no question about it, Dick. Tremendous reason for optimism in Pittsburgh with the performance of the team this year, where they figure to be going forward. Nothing at all to be ashamed of. I think it was kind of funny, Dick, when we played in Pittsburgh, there was a sign hanging out in left field. Oh, geez, I wrote it down here. Let me find it.
You should have taken the sign.
I should have. Well,
here is Neil Walker. And he starts off the 9th inning by taking ball 1. Walker is 0 for 3. And Marte and Walker are combined 0 for 6 officially. Ground ball to second base, Carpenter. 1 out.
Yeah, Dick, the sign said, "Ain't no stopping us now." And it was actually a sign that a fan was in college at the time, took to Three Rivers in 1979, and had it in storage ever since. Brought it out at PNC Park. It won't be another 20 years until they have to break it out again.
Well, the first time in 21 years the Pirates got into postseason. Then 34 years since they won a postseason series. You got a hunch it's going to come up pretty soon for this team. That finished only 3 games behind the Cardinals. Beat Cincinnati in the wild card. In a division, the toughest division, that had 3 90-win teams this year. A 1-0, the count to Andrew McCutchen. Pirates can be proud, and their fans can be proud of their team. They went up against a buzzsaw Cardinal team. Michael Wacha, the 22-year-old who had a no-hitter into the 8th inning, and Adam Wainwright trying to nail it down. There is Wacha. Still buzzing about what he did in Game 4. Curveball. Hit it in the air to center field. Jay started in. Now going back. 2 out. Pirates are down to their last out. And Adam Wainwright looking to do something that Chris Carpenter, his buddy, was able to do. Start and win a clincher. And he's 1 out away. Pretty good company. And there's Carp in the dugout. Justin Morneau. One and 0 to Morneau, who's 1 for 3 with an infield hit. There's a base hit to right center field. Morneau, with his 2nd straight hit, keeps it alive for the Pirates with 2 out here in the 9th inning. And Marlon Byrd will come to the plate. Trevor Rosenthal has been throwing since last inning, and he would be ready if needed, but Adam Wainwright's not going that way. Byrd has 2 hits and 3 trips.
You see Yadier Molina telling Adam Wainwright to breathe. Slow it down.
And a shot base hit to center field by Marlon Byrd. His 3rd hit of the game. And the Pirates not going quietly. They scored their only run with 2 out in the 7th inning, and now with 2 out, Morneau and Byrd back-to-back hits, and Pedro Alvarez coming to the plate.
Cut fastball up and out over the plate. Mentioned it very early on in this game. To beat a good pitcher, you have to take advantage of his mistakes, and that time Marlon Byrd all over that one into center field for a base hit.
So here's Alvarez. Infield hit, knocked in the only run for the Pirates. 2 on, 2 out, and his home run accounted for the only run against Wacha. Ended his no-hit and shutout in Game 4. 0-1. Two strikes. St. Louis Cardinals win their third straight division series in a deciding game. Adam Wainwright strikes out Pedro Alvarez, and the Cardinals win it 6-1. Last 2 years they won it on the road in Game 5. This one they won at home.
I'll tell you what, Dick, there's a lot of pitchers in baseball that throw a curveball, but very few of them can command that curveball and make it a weapon the way Adam Wainwright did, especially tonight and in Game 1.
Big game pitcher indeed. And for a team that didn't rely on the home run, they got a 2-run homer from Matt Holliday in Game 4 to win it. David Freese with a 2-run homer. And then Matt Adams giving Adam Wainwright the cushion. Cardinals will go on to play the Los Angeles Dodgers in the National League Championship Series to determine the pennant winner and the National League representative in the World Series. They faced an elimination game in Pittsburgh, another one tonight, and are now 8-1 in elimination games. Let's go down to Matt Weiner, who's with Adam Wainwright.
First career postseason complete game for Adam Wainwright. How badly did you want the ball in the first? How badly did you want the ball in the ninth?
I wanted it bad. And, you know, it's probably the most nervous I've ever been. I don't get a whole lot of nerves usually when I pitch, but before I pitched today, I was pretty nervous. I was just, you know, it's hard not to think back on what happened in Game 5 last year, and I just wanted to prove I could go out there and be a good playoff pitcher. So I'm just so fired up for this team in this city right now. Cardinal fans were rocking today, and I'm just fired up to be here.
Once you're able to locate your curveball, it seems as though you're able to do pretty much what you want and dictate the at-bats. When did you get the feel?
Well, pretty early on. You know, they said in the media that they were going to try to not swing at anything I threw that was breaking. So I guess I had to go out there and prove I could throw it for strikes, you know, and luckily I was able to do that.
David Freese has a knack for these things, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. He's a stud. He's a big-time player in big-time moments, and that's what we expect of him, and that's what he continues to deliver.
This is the 10th postseason series victory for this team since you were called up back in 2005. What is it about this organization that you can continue to churn out playoff wins?
Well, I think it's, you know, it starts from the top. You know, our front office does an amazing job of putting the right guys out there, and the character inside our clubhouse is, you know, it's way up there. You know, we got a bunch of great guys in that clubhouse, and we love each other, and we're rooting for each other. So, you know, we're glad we could come out here and deliver a win for these great St. Louis fans.
When you did put people on, 3 double plays behind you tonight, how important to you being able to finish this? Huge from an early standpoint. I mean, that second inning, Pedro hits a hard line drive in the hole. Our coaches did a great job shifting him there, and Matt Carpenter made a great play, and the rest is history. I mean, our guys made great play after great play behind me. All I had to do was go out and execute pitches. Dodgers are next in the NLCS. Good luck, Adam. Thank you very much. All right, back upstairs to Dick.
All right, Matt, thank you very much. And our final score again, the Cardinals 6 and the Pirates 1. The Cardinals advance to face the Dodgers for the National League pennant and a trip to the World Series. Tune in tomorrow at 7:30 Eastern with MLB postseason pregame on TBS presented by Jeep. So for Bob Brentley, Matt Weiner, and the rest of the crew, I'm Dick Stockton saying so long from St. Louis. TBS, your home for the Division Series, exclusive home for the National League Championship Series. Right now, let's send you to Keith Olbermann in our Atlanta studio for the postseason show on TBS presented by Johnny Walker.